Hi, I'm Scoot, and welcome to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. I hope you are a subscriber, and I welcome those of you who are. If you're not a subscriber, it's free. Just take a moment to subscribe to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel, and we'll give you a personal notice every time we post something. First of all, there's something a little weird about a rapper that has a name that sounds more like a country artist. I'm talking about Travis Scott. Sounds like a country artist to me. The guy's a rapper. 8 people died at his concert over the weekend in Houston, and over 100 were injured, some of them seriously. So, who's at fault here? There's a full investigation going on. Already, 17 lawsuits have been filed against him and the promoters. So, the question is, who's at fault? Apparently, this rapper, Travis Scott, I didn't know much about him before this. I mean, I knew he was a successful rapper. The guy's an 8 time Grammy Award winning artist. He's been arrested on multiple occasions for encouraging the crowd to challenge security. Not a good move. And apparently, a rowdy crowd is part of the ambiance of his concerts. So if you go to a Travis Scott concert, you kind of expect the crowd to be rowdy and challenging of authority. Now, there are those who have said, and some people called the radio talk show today and said that he was actually, before the concert, he was tweeting out that it was sold out, and if people didn't have tickets, they should try to sneak in. And there's also an article written about this. So did people try to sneak in? Did he set this tone of, if you don't have tickets, just crash the gate, sneak in? If he did, I mean, this guy bears a lot of responsibility. I don't think artists are always to blame for chaos at concerts. Sometimes they are. And I also, on my radio show today, talked about the 1979 Who concert in Cincinnati, where 11 people were crushed to death, a crowd surge. They were outside of the Coliseum, outside of the arena. I think it was Riverfront Stadium. They were outside of the arena, and they heard some music inside, and they thought that the Who had already started playing. Again, this was 1979. And so people stormed through the gate, stormed through the doors, and 11 people were killed. The sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati actually did a full show. Maybe it was a two-parter, if I'm not mistaken. They did a show on the tragedy in Cincinnati. You know, this kind of shit has happened at concerts before. And, you know, if the artist does not encourage it, and people are storming the stage or surging forward toward the stage, isn't the audience partially to blame? I think so. I'm not defending Travis Scott here, because there seems to be some very questionable things about him. But I mean, you know, like Axl Rose, I mean, that guy was a maniac on stage. He'd jump into the crowd and get into arguments with people, physical fights sometimes. So there are those artists that do maybe encourage aggressive behavior. But I've seen many times, I've seen fans that are up at the gate. You know, people get to a concert early to get to the front of the gate if there's general admission or floor seating, or not floor seating, but standing room on the floor, general admission. And I've seen security personnel lift them over the barricades and usher them out to the side because they were being crushed. I've seen people who have fainted at the very early sections of concerts, and their lifeless bodies or unconscious bodies are lifted up over the barricades. So this does happen. I don't, you know, I guess I just don't understand the desire to be that close, to be just that jammed up together. And if you're in that situation, learn a lesson from this and do all you can to get out of it before it gets to be deadly, before it gets to be too bad. Because there may be a moment when things start to close in and you can get out. I've never felt that way at a concert, but I have felt that way on Bourbon Street. I do the Scoot of the Air YouTube channel from my apartment in New Orleans. And I've spent a lot of time on Bourbon Street. And there have been times when I have actually felt so claustrophobic and threatened by being jammed into a crowd where I can't move. I mean, I might be moving forward with the crowd, but I can't move my arm. I can't move. But yet somehow I just force my way out of the crowd. So I think there's a lesson to be learned here, and I think that part of the responsibility falls on the crowd. Why do you want to be that close to people? And look, if you really push and push and push toward the front of the stage and the barricade, how much closer are you? Maybe 10 feet? I mean, seriously, how much closer are you to the artist? So, I mean, be sensible and don't surge toward the stage. And if you get in a situation like that, get out. Listen, I do want to applaud Travis Scott for being so contrite in his apologies. But maybe he really feels guilty because he knows he's kind of partially to blame for some of the shit that he said. He's also working with a mental health organization to provide mental health care for anybody who needs help. He is also offering a refund to all the concert goers. And he's offering to pay for the funerals, all the expenses of the funerals of those who died. Plus, he has canceled his Day in Vegas festival concert schedule for this coming Saturday. He's described as too distraught to perform. So, again, what we have here is a lesson to be learned. And as much as you want to blame the artist, as much as you want to blame lack of security, because really, I mean, security people, I mean, how do you prevent this from happening? How do you prevent crowd surge from happening? Now, there are things artists can do. First of all, not encourage it, but secondly, artists can, demand that the audience stop and push back. But apparently, that is not in the DNA of Travis Scott. He encourages this kind of challenging audience to be there. I think the guy's in deep shit. I really do. I mean, I think he's in trouble. I think there are going to be some lawsuits against him, and there are going to be some huge, huge settlements. And I think he's in trouble. Criminal charges, I don't know about that. But hey, you know what? The bottom line is, be smart. If a crowd starts to get too jammed, get out. Thank you for joining me here on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel, and I hope you are a subscriber. If not, come on. It's free. We'll give you a notice every time we post something. And join me on the radio show on WWL 870 AM, 105.3 FM in New Orleans, or you can go to our website, WWL.com, and stream the show live, or download the app Audacy, AUDACY, type in WWL, and you've got our radio show wherever you have your phone. I'm on 1 to 4 Central Time. I guess it's now Central Standard Time. We're off that daylight time. How are you feeling? I mean, you should be feeling okay because you got an extra hour of sleep over the weekend. Hope that worked out well for you. Tomorrow on the radio show, Tuesday, at about 1:10, we'll open the show with a conversation with John Lodge of the Moody Blues. I'm Scoot. Thank you for being with me on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel.